Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to talk about tools to awaken technology. I'll provide you with an introduction that should allow you to operate your unit. You should have already built it at this time if you're ready to go, because after this you'll be ready to jump in and have fun. All right, first, the agenda. We're going to cover what the technology is, the indications for use, a comment on goals, how it works, setup and operation without assembly, the general usage instructions and disclaimers, as well as the first and early session instructions. All right, first off, the technology consists of an amplifier and transducers built into a very comfortable seating platform. And what we do is we play layered music, although you can actually play any music, but we recommend layered music into the amplifier to induce synchronized sounds, vibrations, and magnetic fields. The product is designed to produce profound states of relaxation and stress reduction and a much fuller embodiment of the human energy system. All right, this is the top platform with the pad taken off and an exploded view of the transducers. Essentially, the seating portion contains the back and seat transducers. Because it is constructed in one piece, all of the seating structure has a very nice, pleasant vibration when it's in use. And it also emits ambient sound, so literally sound from this will fill up the room. You don't need headphones, although you can use them. We'll get to that. And there's also a magnetic field produced around the seat transducer. Again, we'll talk more about that as well. This is the seat transducer, and this is really probably the most important ingredient in the whole technology aspect of this product. There's a mass-loaded cone, so there's actually, unlike most cones in a speaker type of transducer, which are paper or plastic, this actually has a pound of aluminum in it. And when that moves up and down, it creates a lot of vibration and not a whole lot of sound. Interesting, the way we have this transducer mounted, the actual basket, the whole container moves. And so the large magnet at the back end actually vibrates with the cone, the pound of aluminum, and as a result, you create a magnetic field that has a lot of the bass and mid-range frequencies, but in addition, the faster frequencies, which are created in the magnetic field of the voice coil, also get reflected into that larger magnetic envelope, and your human energy system is totally influenced by all of those frequencies. And that's why we like to use in our layered music full spectrum sound, so that you get the full range of frequencies. Although we do preferentially use lower frequencies more so, and that's to really stimulate the lower part of the human energy system more than the higher end, because that's where we need it. All right. The music, as I said, is layered. It's been designed for this technology, that which we provide for you. Although also you can experiment with any kind of music. The music isn't built into the amplifier. It's something you play into it using an iPod or a CD player. Because the music is layered, it's more difficult to listen to it, and it essentially creates psychoacoustic listening fatigue, and it's designed to do that. That's what we want, because we really don't want you to listen to the music. It's quite that simple. The whole idea is for you to turn the brain off. If the brain was on and you were listening to the music, it would defeat the purpose of inducing profound relaxation. So in essence, we want this layered music to assist you in putting the brain to sleep. And that's what it does. And as I mentioned, there's a lot of bass and mid-range throughout to maintain the constancy of the vibration, which is another important mechanism in terms of habituating that aspect of the brain, again, to put it to sleep. And also, that level of base and mid-range is required to maintain the magnetic field. Okay. The indications for use of this technology really fall into two camps. First, it is phenomenal for inducing relaxation and stress reduction. If you follow the instructions, which are real easy, and we'll get to it, you will quickly find yourself profoundly relaxed. In addition, because of the magnetic fields, we stimulate the full human energy system, but part of the human energy system, the root chakra, adds to the relaxation effect because that deals with safety and security. And so as we stimulate that and the root chakra opens, it adds to the relaxation. In terms of the energy healing and personal development front, first off, with profound relaxation, there is much less stress for the ego, and so we're in a much more relaxed position to make changes with the reduction in, or I should say the greater embodiment of the human energy system due to its direct stimulation. That also produces dramatic shifts in one's state of being. And these changes over time really allow us to shift our beliefs, feelings, and actions, in addition to our entire state of well-being. So over time, there are dramatic changes that accompany use of this product. And oftentimes, other people will start noticing changes in you, possibly even before you notice them, which really is a testimony to how well this works, because you'll start changing very quickly in a very positive way. All right, goals. I really put this in for myself more than for those of you watching. I have a bad habit of wanting what I want for my clients, and that really imposes my will on theirs, and which is really unnecessary. Essentially, I love this product because of how it's helped me with my own embodiment of my spiritual energy, in addition to the personal development that I've undergone. And as a result, I tend to make light of the profound levels of relaxation and stress reduction. But by the same token, so many people come to me for just that. They're primarily interested in relaxation and stress reduction, and they want to counter the effects of stress because of their stress-related illnesses. And far be it from me to say, oh, but it can do so much more. Let them figure that out for themselves. If you have clients that are interested in stress reduction, great. Teach them how to relax. Show them how to recreate those feelings. And in time, they'll see the energy healing benefits and the personal development if they choose. And if they choose to progress further, that's great. And that's a speech more for myself than for you. You probably know better. All right. So, how does it work for relaxation and stress reduction? Use of the technology creates an inattentive state of mind. It really quiets all of the chatter. By habituating the sensory systems, we talked briefly about the auditory and the feeling from the vibrations. And those senses really support our vigilance apparatus. Really, it's three senses that support that: sight, hearing, and touch. And they're hierarchical because I can see further than I can hear. And obviously, touch is very proximate. So what happens when you use this product? Well, your eyes are closed, so sight is out. Hearing, again, we try to create psychoacoustic listening fatigue so you don't listen to the music. And over time, you won't hear the music. And then the touch part, you're essentially feeling this very pleasant vibration. So with all three of those sensory aspects habituated, you essentially don't maintain your vigilance apparatus. And as a result, your survival instinct goes down and you immediately shift from sympathetic to parasympathetic, aspect of the autonomic nervous system. And that's a great relaxation response. The technology, as I mentioned before, stimulates the human energy system. The magnetic field is sitting right in your root chakra. The root chakra has everything to do with safety and security. And so with the root chakra really open and receptive, you feel much more safe and secure, which is a big help in terms of causing more relaxation on top of the first mechanism that I mentioned. Now, what happens in this process is you're in the chair, all of this is happening, you're feeling more and more relaxed. We as human beings are great at mimicking a learned feeling response. So as you learn to feel more and more relaxed, you also learn to recreate those feelings. And that you'll be able to do during everyday life once you master and really learn what it feels like to be profoundly relaxed. So the goal is relax the ego by basically shutting down the brain, because the brain is the seat of the ego. Ego is really a brain function. So if you can put the brain to sleep, you put the ego to sleep, and then the real you can observe what that feels like, which is much more relaxed when you put the ego to sleep. And once you have that state of being really in your knowledge base, so you've really implanted that in your knowledge base in terms of knowing what that state of being feels like, then you can recreate it at will. And that's phenomenal for conquering stress. All right, let's get to the energy healing and personal development side. Here you can see 3 diagrams: ego identified, soul embodied, source awakened. And these shifts in your energy system happen automatically as a result of the stimulation from the magnetic fields on top of the level of relaxation. So literally the first time you get into the chair, you will start to move from ego identified to that soul embodied state. Your chakras will spin more uniformly, they'll open, you'll have an expanded auric field, and if you're sensitive enough, you'll be able to feel that. So with those shifts, that induces the release of energetic blocks over time and really helps to move you forward in terms of a positive change. Now, I don't want to say that that's all you need to do, sit in the chair and you're done. I mean, theoretically, if you wanted to do this over years and years and years, it would accumulate and you would have substantial change from year to year. But we can really accelerate that by associated coursework and coaching to really lock in these changes faster and facilitate much more change. In the course of doing our work on this technology over the past 18 years, we've created this chart of energetic and psychological changes that we've observed across different states of beings. So you can see that in the first 4 rows, spiritual heart, spirit line, soul integration, chakras, there are big shifts that can occur, and they do occur. However, the lower 3 rows, mindfulness, beliefs, coping strategies, all of those, if they're worked on in conjunction, can really facilitate a much more rapid state of change and really maintain things much better. And so it's really, how do you supplement chair sessions with other work? For example, a mindfulness scheme such as this, and I'm not going to go through it in detail, will really facilitate the process, because you have all of your daytime waking hours that while you're at work, while you're doing different things, while you're interacting with people, you can be mindful of your feelings and your beliefs, your actions, and see how you're doing and make adjustments. These kinds of insights will really help you maintain states of being energetically that are well beyond being stuck in your ego. Now, these kinds of processes and methodologies, these different charts, they're all contained in this book, Addicted to My Ego. I would strongly recommend that you pick up a copy. You can access it at Amazon. I would say, trust me, I'm a doctor, go get it. But all kidding aside, this will really help you outline a path for your own methodologies in terms of what you want to use it for. Is it relaxation, stress reduction? Great. There's great material in here that will really help you move beyond some of the ego fixations that we all suffer from, so that you can see your patterns and not get stuck, not get triggered. In addition, if you really want to move into higher states of energetic being and much more advanced levels of personal development, again, the methodologies in here can be of tremendous assistance. I highly urge people use the technology in conjunction with some coaching methodologies, whether you do it yourself through reading or you work with other people. I think it's an excellent way to make much more rapid progress and to utilize the technology in a more advanced way. All right, so let's get to the setup and operation. Let's get practical now. First step is you want to cable whatever music device you're using to the input jack. In this example, there's a picture of an iPod. You can use an iPod or any MP3 player. The music is downloadable from the website in this kind of format. We do provide a CD if you're going to use a CD player, but you do need to cable, and we provide the cable between your music input device and the input, so you can see the input area on the amplifier faceplate, which is on the chair. So that's step one. Step two is turn the music device on. You want to do that after it's cabled. Three is turn the amplifier on. So first turn the music on, turn the amplifier on, and then play the music device. Okay, so you've had it turned on, the amplifier's on, you're ready to hit the play button. Next step is really key. Adjust the volume on the music input device for the level of desired vibration. Okay, we'll talk about sound in a second. Don't worry about the sound at this point. Just get the vibration right, because the vibration control is actually from the volume level of the music device. Okay? After you have the vibration where you want it, and you don't need it outrageously high. It doesn't have to be thumping. It just has to be pleasant. You want to be able to easily feel it, but it does not have to be, really rough. So then, after you have the vibration the way you want it, go to the volume knob, on the chair, and adjust that for the sound level. Okay? And what that's really adjusting are the speakers in the back, not the seat transducer, and the sound coming off of the chair will essentially fill the room. And that's what you're doing with this knob. So you can put that at a desired level. If you want, you can use headphones. Personally, I don't recommend them. I think they can be distracting. However, if you're going to use the chair in a noisy environment and you want to block out external noise, then they're very helpful, and that's really why they were designed into the product. All right, couple of tips. When you adjust the volume of the music input device, the CD player or the MP3 player, to obtain the desired level of vibration, you're also affecting the strength of the magnetic field. And you don't have to make that, real loud to have the magnetic field stimulate the human energy system. It will do just fine at reasonable levels. So again, that doesn't have to be any more strong than you being able to feel it nicely, so it's nice and pleasant. Then the volume knob, as I mentioned on the amplifier, affects the sound in the room and has very little effect on the vibration and no effect on the strength of the magnetic field. All right. Now, in terms of extraneous noises, there really shouldn't be any unwanted rattling or noises from the unit itself. If there are rattles or noises, and you know it's coming from the unit, then remove the seat pad and check all the bolts for tightness. If any are loose, tighten them, but don't over tighten, especially the ones that are holding in the seat transducer. Remember, check for other objects in the room, pictures on the wall, objects resting on shelves or tables that may be vibrating and are causing the unwanted noise, because we see that all the time. One of the ways to avoid that and to avoid having sound spread to adjacent rooms or beneath you, if you're placing the unit on a second story, is to take a rug or a thick rubber mat and place it under the base, and that will really help protect the transmission of vibrations. All right, general usage instructions. We always tell people visit the bathroom before the session to avoid interruption. Because this induces such a significant level of relaxation, that plus the mild vibration really stimulates urine output. And you'll be surprised. You'll not only go before, but you'll need to go pretty much right after. So plan for that. In addition, get comfortable, use blankets, use cushions, use eye pillows if you want, and obviously turn off the lights so that it's a nice quiet environment, because as you'll see in the instructions, we're going to basically tell you to go to sleep. So literally plan for it as if you're going to sleep. Number 2, determine the best time to do a session. Early on when you're learning, you essentially want to learn how to fall asleep. And so if this is your normal waking state and this is sleep, you want to allow yourself to drift all the way down, touch bottom, allow yourself to fall asleep, let the technology wake you up. And ultimately, you're going to find a sweet spot where you're a little drowsy and you could observe what your nearly asleep, or sometimes even your sleeping body, feels like. Because in that state, your body is in its most relaxed state of being. So you really want to get to that point. Over time, this state of drowsiness will become more and more aware. So you'll become aware and alert of your more relaxed body, which can even be asleep. Over time, you'll end up feeling your energy system, and it may even be difficult at that point to differentiate what that feels like from your body. So it's important in the beginning, find a time when you're not so alert. Obviously you want to avoid stimulants, and you want to basically let go and feel the body. All right. In terms of feeling the body, number 3, if you feel pain, let it happen. Don't inhibit it. Actually, tell it to intensify. Breathe into it and allow it to expand. And what we generally see is it goes away. If it doesn't go away, it usually, well, frankly, I've never seen anybody have more pain than they can endure in a session. Although people that have had chronic pain syndromes have experienced pain for the first few sessions, but ultimately, that's gone away. So I would just let it run its course, let it develop, and let it pass. Number 4, don't do anything to thwart your emotions from developing. Really encourage them to emerge and flow. As you'll see in a minute, this is all about feeling in every which way. Feeling physically, energetically, emotionally, intuitively. So you don't want to do anything that thwarts any aspect of your feeling nature from emerging. So really allow emotions to flow. You may find yourself literally viewing past traumatic events, but usually in those instances, you're not re-experiencing them. It's almost as if you're watching them in a movie or on TV. But you may experience some level of emotion, and it's a good thing if you do. And if so, and the emotions, produce sadness and tears come, again, don't stop them. Let them flow. And lastly, number 5, observe your relaxed or sleeping body, and your noisy lower mind. Make this a process where you witness these things, and you really want to be able to note them, and because that will really help you to understand that, oh wow, that's not me. You can see such a separation between what you truly are and the body and the mind, which is incredibly helpful in terms of your own sense of self-identity. That will really help you not get caught up in the problems of the ego, but instead be there to assist. All right, a few disclaimers. This Tools to Awaken technology is not a medical device, and its use is not intended as a medical treatment. Number 2, if you have a pacemaker, consult your physician before use, as the technology produces vibration, and some pacemakers are sensitized to vibration, and so you want to make sure that it's okay if you indeed have a pacemaker. And number 3, this technology is new. Although we've been experimenting with it for 18 years, it's only been on the market for a couple of years, and I'm sure we'll encounter things that we presently don't know. So recognize that it's new and some of the effects are unknown to us. And as we come to understand them, we'll certainly announce them. All right, instructions for the early sessions. Our first session is often dubbed the Get to Know Me session. That's particularly the case for people that really like to analyze what's happening to them. However, if you follow the instructions I'm going to give you, that's less of a problem. But just recognize that some people will get on this and say, what's happening now? What's happening now? And so they'll be in such keen observation mode that they won't let go, and they won't, try to allow their body to fall asleep. But just know that. Otherwise, the instructions are really simple. First, go in with an intention to fall asleep and let the technology wake you up. Periodically the music will change in intensity, which will change the sound and the vibration, and that will alert the nervous system to say, oh, wait, something's happening. And if you have fallen asleep, that will move you into a drowsy state. So don't worry about falling asleep for the entire session. It's unlikely to happen. Or if it does, obviously you needed to sleep. So let yourself go and let the technology move you into a state where you have conscious awareness. Number 2, focus on what your body is feeling. Okay? Now, feeling is a generalized term for not only physical sensations, but also your emotions, your intuitive feelings, and your ability to feel the human energy system. So really there's four aspects to one's feeling nature. But in number two, I'm specifically referring to those vibrations. Feel the vibrations. So just get down to that simple level where you can feel them. And then just allow yourself to feel everything. And every time you're aware that you're thinking, go back and feel your body. Okay? Start out with the vibrations and then allow yourself to feel whatever you can feel, including emotions. Don't put any limits on it. Don't try to shut yourself down in any way. Allow yourself to be fully receptive and just feel. But start with the vibrations just so that you can feel them. Sometimes I'll tuck my hands underneath my upper thighs so that I can focus on my hands feeling the vibrations. We used to do that early on. But after a while, you'll learn how to feel your subtle energies more completely and feel that. But again, feel all of yourself. And number four, just let go and witness and feel whatever occurs. And actually, if you look at steps 3 and 4, they can carry you, into, much later sessions, not just the early sessions. Quite honestly, I've been doing this for, many, many years, and I still focus on stages 3 and 4, or steps 3 and 4 here. I let go. I'll go through a grounding process, which is described in the book. It's described, there are many places where you can ground, your lower self to the earth and allow energies to come in. Your upper self, allow them to mix through the body. But after you do that, even at later stages, just feel, and then if you catch yourself thinking, go back to your feeling nature and allow yourself to feel and witness everything. So I think you probably recognize at this point that this practice is exceedingly body-centric in nature. It's designed to enhance your feeling nature, which dramatically facilitates your ability to embody and ultimately realize what you truly are. All right, I wanted to leave you with this slide because I think that ultimately this is where it's at, and frankly, this is what the technology was truly designed for. It's really to facilitate your presence, or the presence, in this physical plane of existence. And if you use a technology regularly and you complement that with additional mindfulness practices or other coaching methodologies that really help you anchor in all these changes, you will be able to experience these kinds of changes as we have, and these will dramatically change your life. So I wish you well. Enjoy the technology, use it well, and we're always available to you if you have any questions. Thank you.